Hello, in today's video I will be showing you how to find the correlation coefficient in your TI-84 calculator. Correlation coefficient can be used to see the strength and direction of a relationship that's linear between two paired sets of quantitative data. So on the right here we have two sets of quantitative data, and it says to use the paired data set below to determine whether or not the number of health awareness events held in a community is a good predictor of the number of new STD cases reported to the local health department. So here we have the localities with the number of health awareness events they've held in 2019, along with the number of new STD cases reported in 2019 to the local health department. So using this sample data, we'll go through, we'll compute the correlation coefficient, and then based on the strength and direction of that relationship, we'll make a conclusion of whether the number of health awareness events is a good predictor of the number of new STD cases reported. So first things first, in your calculator, you're going to cut the diagnostic on. So in your calculator, we're going to go to second zero, which will take us to the catalog. And in the catalog, you want to go down until you see diagnostic on. Now you notice here that the alpha is automatically on. So if we hit the D key, that'll make it a little bit faster. And then we want to scroll down until we see diagnostic on. And here we go. And so we're going to hit enter, and the calculator is going to say done. This lets you know that the diagnostic is on. And so when we go through to do the keystrokes to pull up the correlation coefficient, that is what allows the number to come up that we need. Good thing with diagnostic on, it does stay on until you cut it off or until you reset your calculator's RAM. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the data sets for our correlation coefficient. So we're going to go to stat enter, and your independent variable is going to go in L1, your dependent variable is going to go in L2. So health awareness events is going to be my L1, new STD cases reported is going to be my L2. So I'm going to enter the data here. There we go. And now I'm going to go over to L2, and I'm going to put in my STD cases reported. All right, so we've got our data sets put in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to hit second mode to go back to our home screen. And now we're going to go to linear regression AX plus B, which is like you would use to find the line of best fit. And when we do that, we will find that the correlation coefficient will be given as well. So next we're going to go to stat, calc, and we're going to choose number 4, linreg AX plus B. And so our X independent variable was our L1, dependent variable, our Y was L2. And so now we're going to go down to calculate and enter. And here we go. So here you have your linear regression equation, y equals ax plus b. They give us our a value, which is your slope, your b, which is your y-intercept. They give us our r-squared value. And here is what we want, the correlation coefficient, which is our r. And we have a negative 0.6608 r value here. And so with correlation coefficient, as we said, it has both a strength and a direction of the relationship. So in this case, it is a negative relationship. And the strength is fairly good. Anything above zero point 0.5 we would consider to be a strong relationship. So there is a fairly strong negative relationship between the number of health awareness events held during 2019 and the number of new STD cases reported in 2019. And so, because the relationship is negative, it simply tells us that as there are more health awareness events held, it's more likely that the STD cases will go down. The number of new STD cases reported should go down. And if you were to look at the scatter plot, you would see that the data is trending downwards as well. So we can take a look at that. So if you hit second, y equals, enter, and we have the scatter plot selected here. Now we want to do zoom 9. So here we can see that the number of cases is going down. We can see there's a large jump from when there are very few health awareness events. Number of new STD cases reported is very high. And then as you have more health awareness events, the number of STD cases does tend to trend downward. So that is how we find the correlation coefficient.